welcome back to round 10 for CRL here at the Italian GP at Monza. Hope you're all doing well, and yeah, looks like we've got 19 car grid then for the race, and I am not joined by Bakke Yogurt because Yogurt is not here tonight, sadly, so it'll just be me, the lone commentator, as I don't know where Joachim is, but hopefully he'll be back next week. He was here the whole of last week, but I think he's got other things to do, so sadly he won't be here. But I think we've got a full-time driver, which is Troye. So welcome to Williams, Troye, and hopefully I can't remember who he's going to replace. Who is he replacing, I wonder? We'll have to look at the Discord because I've actually forgotten he's replacing. Who was Cohen's teammate? I think it was Charlie Condom he was replacing, so he's now a full-time Williams driver, so good luck to him. He had a fantastic debut here last week, and he was at Spain last week where quite a lot of things happened in that race. Animo returned last week and he managed to finish on the podium, which is very good because he had quite a few races off due to important stuff going on in his life, and when he came back he qualified P1, couldn't quite hold it, and he ended up finishing P3 instead, as Knight does join the session then. So yeah, AJ, he managed to do the undercut on Animo, almost did it on Ferg, but Ferg just managed to come out of the pits in the nick of time, and he managed to get ahead of AJ just slightly, just by coming out of the pits as well on those hard compound tyres. It was very, very tight between those two, but Ferg just had the upper hand on him and managed to reclaim first place. The hard runners went for a very long stint, and it paid dividends to their strategy as they managed to get back up there and finish in really good results, because most of them started outside the top 10, didn't they, the hard runners, and they managed to finish inside the top 8, because I remember Troye, Javoon Vizza and a few others joining them in the top 10, so they did a very good job indeed. Both McLaren's boys had a difficult race. They did a two-stop, which did not quite work out for them. They did soft, medium, soft, I believe. So they'll learn next time not to do that two-stop strategy because it did cost them a lot of time. But bearing in mind, both McLaren drivers were with each other in the whole race because they were very glued together, racing each other. So, yeah. Dual, hopefully he can find a rhythm. He wasn't here last week, was he? Because he was... yeah, he was. I don't know where it was. Was he here last week? No, he wasn't, because the AlphaTauri of Troye replaced him. So he wasn't here last week either. And he's back. I think he took a week break, a week break off, didn't he? So he managed to join back. He's had a few difficult races, has Dual, but hopefully he can find a rhythm again to settle back in. Enjoy, Harvey. Enjoy, Jamie, says Harvey Lees. Thank you, Harvey. Welcome everybody to the stream. And I can't log into my laptop for some reason. I can't quite remember what the password is. We should be going anytime soon for a very good race here at Monza. I feel like there's going to be a lot of drama in this race because a lot of safety cars do come out of this race as well. I've actually forgotten their password to my laptop. That's very, very bad. Nikolai, last week's podium runner-up, finished in P3, and he says, have a good one, boys. Nemo put on a very good performance last week, did Nemo. Got pole position on his return back after missing a few races. And he put it on pole, but didn't quite get the win. He made a mistake. He said he didn't get a good start off the line, which was evident because Ferg on the medium compound tyres managed to take advantage of that, and he dropped down to P3, but it's not quite bad at all from Nemo. Who else impressed me last week? I think Mark was on the hard compound tyres. I don't know if he out-qualified outside the top 10, but I think he had a difficult race. Indian Jesus came into contact with Nathan, so we didn't see much of him. Steinslack was with Harvey Lees, like I said. Isaro Cohen, he struggled a lot. I remember him spinning out of turn 2. Elite Dave, he went on a very long stint on the hard compound tyres last week. Danny Boy, I don't know what happened to him last week. Javoon Vizza, he spent a lot of time fighting with Troye, and there was a good fight between those two, so let's see if we get the repeat at the Monza Grand Prix. I I think he was on the hard compound tyres and was in that train, so it wasn't a bad race for him. I think he was with his teammate Louis Lad. As we move on to Q1 then, so this is going to be a very interesting session. For those who are very quick, they don't have to worry about Q1 because we can only use one set of tyres, and that's what some people do. They do only one lap and they retire because they know they don't want to risk it by doing a few more laps, because it's very easy to crash, especially at circuits like this at Monza, high speed corners as well, very difficult technical parts of track, especially down at Ascari. That can be very difficult. But other than that, I think it's just the validations that people are going to experience. Monza can be quite difficult around here, so I won't be surprised if some people do struggle around here. I know a lot of people have been doing practice, especially me as well, because I've also got a race here. So this will probably help me coming towards my race by watching a few drivers and see what they do and judging what the perfect strategy is. So I can sit back and relax and see what happens as we move on into Q1 then. So all 20 drivers on the grid, and we've got one new driver, which is, it's not really new, he had a race here last week, but he's a full-time driver now, which is Troy A. He did replace Duval last week, but he's been officially announced as a full-time driver, so congratulations to him for getting that seat. So it looks like my laptop don't want to log me in then, so I don't know what's wrong with my laptop. We've got an Alfa Romeo coming out the pit lane then, so let's see who that is. It's probably AJ. Usually comes out quite early in these qualifying sessions. Is it AJ? No. Danny Boy? No. There it is. It's Danny Boy then coming out of the garage for his first run. Can't quite remember what happened to him in last week's race, but let's see what happens from here on in. So Nathan has given me clarification that it is fully dry, so no need for the inters or wets at this track. I think the strategy will be a definite one-stop, everybody out there on the soft compound tyre. So we know what Danny Boy does, because he tends to go on one lap, then he does two runs on a different set of tyres, does Danny Boy. He does a lot of laps in Q1, then he goes on to a brand new set in Q2 in the same session. That's his strategy, because he does a lot of runs on the same set, then later in the qualifying session he goes on to a brand new set of tyres and does his actual flying lap then. So we've got a few more on their flying lap. If any of you wanted my camera angle, because I know some people were interested in my camera angle, just message me. I'm going to go look at the championship standings, by the way, because I know there's been a few changes. As Danny Boy makes his way towards the Parabolica, as he's about to start his flying lap then. So let's see how he manages on this lap. Approaching speeds about 210 miles per hour. As we come up to the first heavy braking zone, this can be very difficult. It's very important to scrub off all the speed here. Nice turn 1 and turn 2, rotates the car nicely, gets some the power. I didn't see any wheel spin through there, so it was very good from him. As we go to the Della Roger, that's not Della Roger, that is Curva Grande, sorry. And this is Della Roger, through the second chicane. Riding the curves on the entry, try not to invalidate, and go use the curve on the outside too, which he does do, but not all of it. Coming into the first Lesmo, this can be quite difficult too. Let's see how he does it. Could have opened up the exit a bit there, Danny Boy. Now coming through the second Lesmo, gets on the curb, DRS open for the second DRS straight. You don't really see many opportunities to overtake around here, as it's a 52.7 in the middle sector. Use the curb on the entry, that sets you up nicely through the rest of Ascari, which he, not too bad from Danny Boy. Obviously you want to carry a lot of speed through there, that's the way to do it around this track. And now we're coming towards the Parabolica. Late apex through here, bring it out wide, which he doesn't quite do. So Danny Boy then, I can see a few improvements for his lap time, and his lap will be at 19.4 then, so that's the benchmark everybody has to beat. We've got a Red Bull out there. Is that Krishna on our lap? Let's see who it is. No, it's the other Red Bull. It's an AlphaTauri, sorry, and that is Cartboy on his debut for AlphaTauri. No, he's been in here before. It's a 19.9 from Cartboy, so he definitely needs to improve that lap time, I dare say, because I know a few people have been setting in good lap times, and ISO Knight has invalidated his lap time. He's stepping in for Louis Lad. Don't know what happened to Louis Lad, but let's see if he's back as Dave goes quickest with a 19.0. ISO Knight crosses the line 19.2, so I want to put him into second place, but obviously has invalidated that lap time then. So we go on board with Krishna's. Let's see what lap time he does. This will be a bank, oh yeah, definite banker, 37.0. So I think he made a mistake or just backed off on that first lap, and he's going for another lap. So we'll start on board with him because, in fact, should we go on board with Steiny because he's further up the road, I believe. In fact, he's just right there in front of Krishna coming through Curva Grande, so we can keep an eye on both of them as they go on board with Steiny first. There he is, then coming towards the end of the first sector. It's a 26.0 from Steiny, mounting the curb through turn 3 and turn 4. Keep off the orange curb. That was beautiful through turn 3 and turn 4. That is a very difficult chicane to navigate yourself from as we're coming through first Lesmo. That can be difficult as well. Second Lesmo can be difficult through the exit, especially if validated it through here and going out wide, and he manages it perfectly. So Steiny's on a good lap, I believe, and let's see what his middle sector is going to be, and it's going to be a 52.4 as we make our way through Ascari then. But I think it's a bit hesitant coming into Ascari. Look, you can see the rear sliding through the middle part of it, so he has lost a bit of time through that part of the track, as now we're coming towards Parabolica as we head towards the right-hander. Get back on the power, approaching a long main straight, and this lap time, will it put it to P1? Yes, it does, an 18.8, so he's the first driver to get inside the 18. He's gone board with Krishna, and Krishna is in P3, 2/10 behind Steiny, who's in P1. Right then, so who's closest to the line? We've got a Williams. Is it Troye? Troye's on the outlap. What about Iso Coon's also on the outlap? So we've got an Alfa Romeo next across the line. Is that AJ? Yes, it is, but he's invalidated it, so he has to go for another lap time, and I think he's going to the pits this lap. So will he go into a brand new set of softs? That's costly because you need them for Q3 and Q2. What about his Alfa Romeo teammates? Danny Boy probably going to the pits. Or no, he's continuing. It's Danny Boy. So he's doing his same old strategy as, where is Troy? Coon. Coon's on a lap. There he is. Towards very steady approach through the first and second. Dips a wheel into the gravel, but hasn't cost him too much time. You can see Israel Cohen is definitely on a cautious lap there. Coming towards the second Lesmo. I think Harvey Lee, yep, Harvey Lee's is on his outlap, so we've got six times on the boards, and it's a 52.6 from Cohen, as he's taking too much curb and he's invalidated. So sadly for Cohen, he's invalidated that first run. So what about his teammate down in P18, because he's on a lap time? There he is, he's also invalidated it. What about Mark? He's messed up through the second part of that chicane. I don't know if he clipped the curb or not, but he's definitely made a mistake, so he has to go for it again. What about Harvey Lee's down in P10? There he is, dips a wheel into the gravel, but I don't think it'll cost him too much as we come into the first Lesmo. Nicely executed through there, as through the second we go. Use the curb on the entry and the exit. Not too much though, otherwise you'll invalidate it. DRS open. It looks a bit weird the way he turned in through there, and it's a 52.4 to the middle sector. That's the best I've seen so far. Doesn't invalidate on the entry to Ascari. He doesn't use the curb on the second part of Ascari, which he's supposed to do. Maybe he's not confident through there as we come towards the penultimate, the last corner. Open up the exit, and Mark's gone 8th place, but not a representative lap time. Harvey Lees will come across the line now to go to P3 behind his teammate. 18.9 from Harvey, as Ferg goes quickest with a 18.5. Israel Cohen on another lap, 52.4, same as Harvey Lees in that middle sector. Used the curb on the entry, so much better approach and exit to Ascari from Cohen. I think this will be a decent lap from him. Might be Harvey Lees, because we did see Harvey make a slight mistake through Ascari. And let's see where the Dutchman could go. Israel Cohen will go to... He backed off. No, he ran out of fuel, didn't he? It's a P4, 80.9. So he's ran out of fuel on that lap. What about Jeroen Visser in the Ferrari coming towards Kerber Grande? Very on a lap, there he is. And what about Indian Jesus as well? Indian Jesus on the same part of the track as Very, as he makes his way towards the first Lesmo, now through the second one. With Indian Jesus closing it behind. He went through 6th gear through there. People tend to drop it down a gear and get short shift to 6th on the exit. So he took a very different approach to what I've seen as he makes his way towards Ascari. 52.5 in the middle sector. Used to kill the entry. From this camera angle, can't quite tell, but it looks decent so far. The back end did not step out on him, or he didn't invalidate, so he'll make his way towards the final corner as both Ferraris are behind him, and there's Indian Jesus behind him, and he will come across the line now to set a 19.1 as Ferg retires. Indian Jesus crosses the line now and goes P13. What about his teammate Jeroen Visser? Jeroen Visser P2 from the Dutchman. Wow, he's 100 slower than Ferg, so that's a good lap time as iNemo puts his Red Bull in P3, so that's very good. Here is Nathan then on a lap. I think AJ through the final corner then. Is he on a brand new set of tyres? Yes he is. So he's used 2 of them up as AJ crosses the line. 18.8 goes P4 for the moment. Further down the field then, what about Het Bompier? Het Bompier coming towards Parabolica. He had a very good qualifying last week, the Dutchman, but he made a he made a very big mistake towards turn 7. Bompier goes P13, so he definitely needs to improve on the lap time. And here is Nathan then, P3 in the championship. Had a slight mistake coming towards the exit of Ascari. No, he's P2. What day is it? It's 10th of April, so he's still P2. Yeah, round 9 Spain, isn't it? Nathan goes P7, so not bad from him. What about his teammate Fury? He's on a lap, is Fury. And what about Troy A? What's happened to him? He's invalidated his run as the Williams driver. And we'll go back to Fury then, down to P18. On board with Mercedes driver. Troy A needs to get out the way, which he doesn't do, but doesn't affect Fury too much. Coming into the second chicane. Well, second chicane shall I say. Not too bad, but the exit had a slight wiggle. Nice through the first Lesmo, now coming to the second one. Use the curb on the exit. Doesn't invalidate. Don't know why I'm hiccuping. As Danny Boy, you can see Danny Boy's done 6 laps on those tyres. So you'll know he go onto a brand new set of tyres and complete his actual run. Somebody's just moved up the order. That was a Haas driver. And the Haas driver was Het Bompier, so much better lap time from the Dutchman, and he's put himself into P9 behind Harvey. As Farrell Fury coming towards the final corner. Let's see where the Irishman can go. And he will go up into P17, so yeah, definitely needs improving. And Troy A, what will he do? Yeah, into the pits he goes. So the drivers currently in the drop zone is Indian Jesus, Farrell Fury, Cartboy, ISO Knight, and there he is, ISO Knight on an outlap, getting out of people's way. And Nathan's just got up to P... no he hasn't, it was an AlphaTauri. Duval has got up to P5, so the Frenchman on a good lap. Let's see who else is out there on a lap then. So Nathan's coming to the pits, so is Duval. And where's Farrell Fury down to P17, going to the pits, not going for another, yeah, oh, Fury's crashed! Fury has crashed through the second Lesmo, got on the curb, lit up the rears and lost his back wheel. That's a very massive shame for Fury there, he won't be happy with that one whatsoever. So he was going for his second consecutive lap, and sadly for him has ended in the barriers. He'll start P17 unless anyone could get ahead of him. So I think that'll be a red flag in actual situation in the real life. ISO Knight, let's go on board with him. Hasn't set a lap time yet, but he has done fitted. He's on a brand new set of soft compound tyres then. So headed into turn 1 then, breaking the 100 before the 100 meter board. Very nice entry and exit too from ISO Knight. taking a tight line through Curb Grande. You want to take it as tight as you can. As now we're coming to the second chicane, Della Roger. You want to use both curbs. Rad curb through here, lock up into here. As we head into the first Lesmo. Not too bad from here as well, as now we go through the second one. Use the curb on the exit, which he does do. DRS open for the second DRS zone. I will read your comment out, don't worry folks. My phone's just playing silly buggers again. This will come to a Ascari, use the curb, which he does, but he's invalidated it, has Theo Knight. And that's a Haas driver who's just spun. And he's reset to track. I don't know if you're allowed to do that. So he might get caught up for that one, I'm afraid. So Dave, who's spun to Ascari, he was on a flying lap. He's currently down to P12. He's still got tyres, comes to the pits and changed onto a brand new set of tyres. Very on a lap, there he is through the final corner. So Cartboy, Knight and Troye then need to find a time to get out of the drop zone. Very puts himself in P10. I don't know what's happened to Louis Ladd. Maybe somebody told me in the comments, I don't know. But Danny Boy then, his best lap time, he's done 6 laps on those set of softs. Now it's time to change over. And Danny Boy has spun it. Danny Boy, what was the point in that, mate? There was no point doing that. I must say it was very silly to do that, because he could have easily got out of that. So he is definitely out of qualifying, because even if you make it into Q2, you don't compete because you destroyed your car basically. So yeah, he's just cost himself Q2, regardless if he makes it in or not. Here's Troye then, hits the first and second corner. I think he went slightly a bit deep into the first corner, compromised his entry to second. Let's see how he does throughout the rest of his lap through Curb Grande. About Indian Jesus as well. His first set distance is 26.1. Must be careful not to invalidate through here, which is easy. Not too bad through there. As where's Indian Jesus down at P16? There he is. We'll go on board with him first and head back to Choye. And Indian Jesus is 1/10 down in the middle sector compared to his best time. So can either back out and go for it again, or complete this lap and go for another one. Too late to come to the pits as Indian Jesus crosses the line. 18.9, so he's in P9. He found 2/10 in that middle sector. Krishna on a lap, but we'll go to Choye, like I said. 52.5 in the middle sector. I think he's Swedish, is Choye, coming towards the final corner. A very good debut last week in the AlphaTauri, full-time driver in the Williams. As we come towards the line, where could he go? P14. What about Krishna? Where's Krishna? He validated it. Cartboy's on an out lap. Hopefully he's on a brand new set of tyres. Yes, he is. But I say if he was on 4-lap old tyres, then he's probably screwed. Isarel Knight then, the only driver not to set a lap time just yet. What about Isarel Kuhn? Where is he? Heading down to the first corner then. Heavy braking into the first two. Gotta say, it was a nice exit coming out of turn 2 from Isarel Cohen. As we make our way towards Curb Grande. Headed down into Della Roger chicane, braking on the 100 metre board, using a lot of curb on the entry, which he does do. But I've got to say he was quite cautious as well, so he may not have the confidence to take it quicker than other people do. But I struggle there sometimes myself, so it's a very difficult chicane to get right. As Isarel Kuhn then navigates his way perfectly around the second Lesmo. There's his teammate, get a cheeky slipstream. That is Troye. So Troye, I believe, yeah, he's out of qualifying for sure. He's not going to make it across the line in time to set another lap. So both Williams then, P13, P14. Where's Dave? Down in P15, there he is. But he's validated it, and that's him done. So he'll start P15 unless Krishna, Cartboy or Knight will knock him out. And here is Cohen then, coming towards the line. Can he improve on a 18.9? Yes, he can. He goes P5, the Dutchman. Wow. Right, go back further down then. Where's the... There is Krishna coming towards Ascari. Do you know what? That was very lucky. Any little bit wider, he would have... He would have backed out of it. Why is he backed out? He didn't invalidate on my screen. Maybe he did on his screen. I don't know. But here's Isarel Knight then. He could have a chance of knocking Dave out and getting himself into Q2. Can he get himself into Q2? What lap time is this going to be? Going to be a 19.0. And it's a 19.0, but he hasn't made it through. Krishna's backed out. Cartboy, his last chance to make it into Q2. P20 at the moment for Cartboy. Can he get himself into Q2? Gotta be a 19.0. Coming towards the final corner then. Is it enough to get himself into Q2? He makes his way to across the line. Is it going to be Q2? Yes it is. It's P14. That's a good lap from Cartboy and he'll be relieved of that. So, Dave, Lights, Danny Boy, Krishna and Farrell Fury have been knocked out of Q1. Troye just made it through on his debut for Williams, and that is Q1 done. On to Q2 we go. Look at the gap at the front, look at that. So, P1 to what? Unbelievable, P1 to P20 separated by 8 tenths. Or P1 to P... Jesus, P19. P1 to P19 separated by 5 tenths. Unbelievable stuff there. And look at the top two. Separated, come on Jamie. Separated by 100th. So it looks like Jimmy Vizzer and Ferg then got the upper hand. But we'll see you in Q2. Hello, say hello. Nice to see you, mate. Hello, Brady Pollock. Hello, Nathan. Nice to see people in the chat. Say hello, my older teammate from another league. Nice to see him here. How'd you find the stream, by the way? Did I put it on Twitter? Because sometimes it does share to my Twitter, so nice to see you here. If you're thinking about joining this league, message CRL Nathan or CRL AJ, or message me, then I can get you through to Nathan or AJ. Very good league. I've been commentating for like 5 months now, maybe more than that. I joined when Duo was dominating. Well, we're in Q2. Let's read out the championship standings, shall we? Because I was supposed to do that in Q1, but didn't get the chance to. So here we go then. I believe this is right. Ferg extends his championship lead 33 points ahead of Nathan. AJ in P3, 48 points behind Ferg. Harvey leads in P4 with D1 in P5. Mark in P6. Nemo on his return, P7. Jeruvas at P8. Indian Jesus P9. Louis Ladd in P10. Iceral Fury P11. Very 69 points with Fury P12. Danny Boy in P13. Strauss is not racing because of his family. Steiny P15, Het Bompje in P16, Krishna in P17, Dave in P18, Iceral Kuhn in P19 and Charlie Condom in P20, but I believe Charlie Condom will get pushed out of the top 20 there because of all the drivers coming in. I don't think these are updated because it's from 10th of April. What date is it today? 15th of April. Are these updated? I'm not quite sure. They should be updated because Troye should be up there. I'll have a word with the drivers then. I thought AJ overtook Nathan in the championship. He did have a really difficult race, did Nathan. AJ scored quite a lot of points and Nathan scored none. Anyways, we've got some cars coming out of the pit lane. Is that... It's a Danish man and it's Nemo. We'll wait for him to come out of the pits. I think he's coming towards the end of the pit lane. Nope, I thought it was a Red Bull that coming out of the pit lane. Might be the other. Is there only one Danishman? Majority Dutch, English. Yeah, there is only one Danishman here. Thought I saw Nemo coming out of the pits. Never mind. Right, we'll go on board with somebody on an outlap then. So we'll go on board with a Racing Point. First, if I could find him. Here he is then, CRL Ferg. Last week's race winner. Headed towards turn 1, very heavy braking zone, scrub off all the speed on the entry, locks up into turn 1, nice to turn 2, gets under power. You want to brake before the 100 metre board, not on it, because if you brake on it you'll just go slightly wide. Because it's very important to speed off to scrub off all the speed on the entry. As we come to the second chicane, you want to ride the curves through here, locks up into here. Nicely done to the second chicane though, so very confident, committed is Ferg. Into the first Lesmo we go. Shifts down to 5th gear. I think I did see some weird gear shifts there from Ferg. Not quite sure if it's him or not, but as we come to Ascari, it's going to be 52.1. That's a mega lap time. Locks up into Ascari, but that won't affect him too much. Takes it nice and easy through Ascari. But go on board with fitted tyres. There's only 2 people on the medium compound tyres. Harvey Lees and Duble. Harvey Lees did tell me he was going to go on the medium compound tyres. Nathan, 18.7. What about Ferg? Where can he go? 18.5. Just like in Q1 at 18.5. What an amazing lap time for Ferg. What about Carboy then? He's the first chicane. Somebody's just got deep. Were they on their lap time or not? That was an AlphaTauri, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Somebody just got it deep into turn 1. Not quite sure who it was. It was Cohen based on the outlap, so just get out of the way for people, I suppose. And here is Steiny. 52.1, same as Ferg, but Steiny did have a few problems to Ascari. Nicely executed from Steiny. I think he took a bit too much curb to the last part of it, but overall it was decent. As now it goes through Parabolica. Late apex through here, bring it out wide to get a really good exit. And now Steiny will come across the line. Where could he go? It's P1 for 18.4 from the McLaren driver. Very good lap time indeed. And who else is out there? Harvey Lees has started his file out. Carboy, there he is in the AlphaTauri. And he's got a Red Bull behind it, which is Nemo, who's on the outlap. Who's Nemo's teammate? Did he get knocked out of Q1? Yeah, he did, didn't he? As Carboy crossed the line, 19.0 from him. Nemo starting a lap time. There he is then. What about Mark? Where is he? Mark has invalidated it through... I don't know where he's invalidated it, but he has, and he's come into the pit lane, so he's going to have to go for another lap. But Harvey Lees on the medium compound tyres. Got plenty of time to change over to the softs, but let's see what time he can do on those mediums as he comes through the second Lesmo. And like Harvey did to Steiny, he will give him slipstream down that middle part of the track. Speed of 210 miles per hour, 53.3, but that's on the hot medium compound tyres, so I didn't expect it to be anything really spectacular. As we head down towards Parabolica, approaching that corner, 207 miles per hour. I do have a kilometres an hour. I've always had 8 kilometres an hour. And Harvey Lees then will cross the line to do a 20.1. So, yep, that's an indication that he'll switch over to the soft compound tyres, because it definitely won't make you do that lap time. No one did a 20, I don't think, in Q1. So I think he'll definitely go over to the soft compound tyres. Here's Icewell Cohen. Nice entry towards Ascari. I thought he had invalidated it through 1 minute there. As Nathan then has gone P3. No, somebody's just gone P5. It was Nemo. Nemo's gone P5. And here comes Cohen towards Parabolica. And let's see what lap time the Dutchman can set. Makes his way towards the line. And this lap time is going to be P4 with an 18.8. So he's in the top 4. Where's Jeroen Visitors? Head Bompia. And he's invalidated through the first part of Ascari, so I'll have to go for it again. And then one board with the Renault driver, or Very, coming towards Parabolica. Let's see where the Renault could set. Let's see where the Renault could go, and he will go P9 just inside the top 10. And where's Indian Jesus? There he is towards the first and second corner. Sure, shifted to avoid the wheel spin on the exit. I'll try and read the comments out, but my phone's playing up all the time whenever I do commentary, so apologies if you put some comments in and not seeing it. I will definitely look at them at some point in the race. I'll have to turn on my 4G, which are probably embarrassing because, yeah. Am I commentating tomorrow for... Yes, I am, mate. I am commentating tomorrow. So Indian Jesus then approaches the second Lesmo. Got a podium in Austria, did Indian Jesus. Then he spun in Spain towards turn 3. So 52.4. Oh, that's definite for sure corner cutting, and he'll have to go for again. And here's on board with Mark then on a flying lap on a brand new set of the soft compound tyres. Let's see how it takes turn 1. We'll use the curb. Yes, he does. Very nice entry to turn 1 and to turn 2. Picking up the throttle, a little bit of wheel spin on exit, but that won't affect him too much. Might lose him a few hundreds or not, but taking the tightest new line through Della Roggia. That's Curva Grande, so I always get confused between Della Roggia and Curva Grande. Now coming to the first Lesmo for the racing point. You can see a bit of understeer through there as now coming to the second Lesmo. Didn't quite hook up the apex as he wanted to, so he might cost himself a bit of time. There's a McLaren, there's a Renault going very, very slowly, so it must be might have run out of fuel. He's in the pits right now. Who's that ahead of us? That's an Alfa Romeo? Is AJ? AJ's on a lap, flying lap somewhere on the track. Coming towards the final corner then. I think AJ's coming to Ascari, which he is. So we'll keep an eye on him. As Jeroen Visser enters the pit lane, Mark goes to P4. So Jeroen Visser must have made a mistake and AJ's made a mistake too. So AJ has invalidated it, possibly at Ascari. Jeroen Visser we saw into the pits. He must have invalidated it as well. As AJ crosses the line to start a second flying lap on the same set of tyres. It won't affect him too much, but it's not really ideal. Remember, this is the tyres you'll start on if you set the fastest lap inside the top 10. Obviously, you don't want to go on a brand new set of tyres to waste a tyre because you need it for Q3. So, really important now for AJ not to invalidate his lap time. Main stages qualifying, especially in Q2. He's fighting for the championship, so we can't afford any misdemeanors. He's currently, I think he's P3 in the championship. I don't know if they've been updated or not, but I'm not quite sure, so I've got to double check with the owner so I can definitely confirm it's been checked or not. His middle sector is a 52.2. That's not bad middle sector. He has gone purple, and this time he does not validate, so much cleaner lap than last time round. So, Indian Jesus, Duval's on a lap. Duval's on the medium compound tyres in the AlphaTauri. While we're coming towards the later stages in qualifying, he's got an option to pit or not, but I don't think it's ideal going on to the medium compound tyres. As AJ makes his way across the line, it's an 18.5, goes P2, but ahead of Ferg. So I think he's definitely safe on that latter time, but Duval's interested me because he's on the medium compound tyres. I prefer him to go to the soft compound tyres. Hasn't quite worked out for hard release. The deficit between the softs and mediums around 6-7 tenths, am I correct or not? Maybe less than that, as Duval then makes his way towards Parabolica. What will he do? Will he come to the pits this lap, or will he stay out and do the medium run? Well, Duval, he's coming across the line with a 19.4, so he needs to pit. He's on the cusp of time, is Duval. He can't afford to jeopardise his own qualifying session by going on the medium compound tyres. If he wants to start P11, then well, bearing in mind the guys behind will go on the soft compound tyres or improve their runs or get a flying lap on the board, because both Ferraris have not set a lap time yet. Indian Jesus is on a lap time, so we'll still go on board with him. 2 minutes and 55 seconds. Where is Duval? He's at the Della Roggia chicane right now. Indian Jesus is. Yeah, so I don't know if he gets into the pits and change onto a brand new set of softs. He should have pitted onto the softs. His lap time was good in Q1, but I don't know if that's a good strategy or not. Maybe he wants to do the reverse strategy, who knows, but track position is very crucial. I know it's a long straight and plenty of opportunities to overtake, but you will be stuck in a DRS train for sure. Possibility of a DRS train is very high around here, so can't afford to be stuck in one of them. And Indian Jesus makes his way towards the Parabolica final corner. will go on board with his teammate. His teammate's currently down at second Lesmo as he goes to P8. So, oh, yeah, I think that definitely needs improving. I think he's got enough fuel. If he has got enough fuel, has to go for another run. There is his teammate. He was in the top 2 in qualifying in Q1. Can't afford to make any mistakes. Jeroen Visser has the pace. There's a Mercedes behind him on the lap. That's Nathan, because we know his teammate is out of Q1. There he is on an out lap, is Nathan. He must have validated it. Well, I think he made a mistake then if he didn't validate it, because it's not saying he's on the out lap. Here's Jeroen Visser. Oh no, he's P11. He has to go for it, surely. He can't afford to back out of this one. I think he's got enough fuel in the car, but this is his final run then for Jeroen Visser. Both Ferraris are in big trouble. As here's Indian Jesus then. His improvement in the middle sector, 2/10. So he's found more time. This is really, really crucial for him now, down in P9. And Harvey Lee's in P4, I didn't notice that, but the McLaren driver, Harvey's in P4, so he's switched from the mediums to the softs. There's Dual, that's it. Dual is out of qualifying, he'll start P14. And yeah, he definitely made a big mistake there, for no doubt about it. Indian Jesus goes P4 on his second run. Where is Jeroen Visser? There he is, down in the first sector. His middle sector is going to be a 50 point, that's a much better middle sector, but crucially he's not got to validate through here, which he doesn't do, so a much better lap from Jeroen Visser. Obviously in the dying stages of qualifying, being in P11 and on your last run, the pressure starts getting to you and it's very easy to make mistakes, but Jeroen Visser has handled it very nicely there, as he will come across the line now to go P1, so he's definitely safe. Very easy validated it, so he will not take part in Q3. Troy A's on the lap, Cartboy's on the lap, Isaro Cohen is on a lap time. I believe there's a spinner through Ascari. Somebody might have spun to Ascari. Is it Cartboy? No, it's not. Cohen goes P10, doesn't improve. Go on board with the Ferrari driver. That's a Red Bull. Is that iNemo? iNemo is out of Q3. He's crashed at the exit of Ascari. It's caught 2 people out so far. That's a massive shame for iNemo. And here is Cartboy with a 52.3. He's got a 10th quicker. That 10th quicker will possibly get him to P11. He needs to find more time in that last sector if he wants to get himself in Q3. But it'll definitely move him up into P11 if he can keep this time up. If he can find more time in that last sector, he's on for Q3. Cohen will be panicking because he's got Very on a lap. It's either Cartboy or Very. No, Very's validated it, so it's down to Cartboy to get himself into Q3. Has he done it? Yes, he has. It's in P9. Cartboy is in Q3 for his first time. What an amazing performance by him. Not his first time, sorry, I'm thinking of Troy A. This is his second time in Q3, I believe. He did get knocked out last week in Spain, but this time he's rectified his mistakes from Spain and he's got himself in Q3, so good job from him. So Isaro Cohen has been knocked out, and sadly for him he'll start P11, but I dare say he'll go in the medium tyres for the race, because that's the ideal position if you want to get knocked out of Q2. So still got to... And both Williams P11 and P12, so Troy A on his debut for Williams, just behind his teammates, so not too bad. But the big shockers in my opinion are iNemo and Dual. Those two have been knocked out. I don't know what Dual was thinking. I would love to know what he was thinking, but it was quite clear that he won't make it through on the medium compound tyres. Everybody was on the softs, there was no guarantee on making it through on the mediums. This grid is so tight. So, Visser, Steiny, AJ Wuhan, Ferg, Indian Jesus, Bompier, Harvey, Nathan, Cartboy and Mark inside the top 10. Isaro Cohen, Troy A, iNemo, Dual and Very are the drivers knocked out of Q2. As Nikolai says, no est my lap, so iNemo made a big mistake by corner cutting and he'll start P13 sadly for him. Who knows what could have happened, but big shockers is Dual and iNemo. Massive shame for him. What's my predictions? I predict it's going to be close between Jeroen Visser, AJ and Ferg. I think Steiny's got something in his pocket, you know. Steiny could spring out some surprises. Both McLarens are in Q3. Yet again, like in Spain. But in Spain, they made a big mistake by doing a two-stop. But hopefully they rectified their mistake and make amends to their race in this one. I think they scored a few points, but did both McLarens, but not points they should have scored. But it's a big learning curve. We all make mistakes. Spain is quite a difficult track, so they were trying new things. I don't think there was a safety car, was there? It was a virtual safety car, but I don't remember seeing a full-blown safety car. But anyways, we're on to the top 10 shootout for qualifying. This is going to be very interesting then. Let's see who will take pole position. AJ is the first driver out of the track. He's currently fighting for the championship, is AJ. He made a few mistakes in the early parts of the season. Drive-through penalties for 2 races. He's bounced back in Spain. What can he do here in Italy, Monza? I remember him in Austria. He collided with Ferg, but it wasn't both of their faults. It was just a sad mistake that shouldn't have happened. Can he try and bounce back? AJ Wuhan. A clean run in Spain. Started P3, finished P2. Can he go one better in Monza? Most importantly, can anybody stop Ralph Ferg down in P6? Ferg joined a new esports team. He's now under the name of ERL. I think they're called Relentless, if I remember correctly. Just correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I think they're called Relentless. So congratulations to Ferg for joining a new esports team. And here's AJ then on a flying lap. Remember to keep drinking for my throat. Yes, definitely. Commentated for 2 consecutive days. One's full qualifying and 2 is short qualifying. Here's AJ then. Into the first corner we go, takes the curve of the entry nicely through there. Very nice entry to turn 1 and turn 2. Nice exit as well, so AJ has hooked that corner perfectly. No mistakes whatsoever, he took the line he's supposed to take. As you can see, tight through Curb Grande, as now we come to De La Rocha chicane. 25.9 in the first sector. Use a lot of curve of the entry for both corners, they've used the outside curb. Could have got a bit more aggressive in that chicane, but I don't think he had the confidence to do that either. As we come through the second Lesmo, that chicane is quite difficult in my opinion. Going to be fully committed through there. As now we come to the second sector, it's a 52.3. As we come to Ascari now, I can see some people taking a wide entry, like they go offline and they come back online and take a wider entry, so I have noticed that from a few drivers. Maybe I should start doing that too, but this gives me a good reference point in another race time. As we come through the final corner then, he didn't really attack the final corner, so he might have lost a bit of time there as AJ, but he could always improve on the second lap. As he makes his way across the line, it's 18.7 everybody's got to beat. As a racing point there, we'll come across the line, is that Mark? No, it's Ferg. Here is Ferg. Blimey, 18.3, that's unbelievable. The times will start tumbling down in Q3 as the track's fully evolved. Here's Nathan, it's P2, 2 tenths down on Ferg. India chooses a P4, and what about Mark in the racing point? P4 for him, as we've got a hash drive for Het Bompje. Here he is then, the Dutchman, where can he go? It's P6 for him. Next one to cross the line is Stein. He's crashed! I believe he's crashed. Oh no, Stein's like he was doing so well. And he's crashed to Ascari. And he is out of Q3. Where is he? He's crashed. Oh, that's a bit of a weird place to crash. Maybe he just wobbled out that corner and he couldn't find he couldn't shape it back together, so he got out of shape and wobbled massively and eventually just crashed. He couldn't save the car whatsoever. The back end just stepped hard at him. And here is Cartboy then coming towards the line. Where can he go? P6, not bad from him. Good lap time from him. And what about Harvey Lees? Where can he go? The McLaren driver, it is P7 for him, 19.0. And here is Giroud with a 52.1 in the middle sector. Can he beat Ferg? There he is then. Can he get a pole? Yes, no! Oh, it's so close, isn't it? 18.3. That is a very close time. It's unbelievable how close they are between each other. Can anybody beat Ferg, I wonder? So the target is an 18.366. As Cartboy takes a oddly approach off the racing line. Yeah, very shame to see Stanley crash through there. It's a very easy place to crash through there, especially when you. I think did he hit the curb too much? Did he take too much throttle on the curb? Who knows? But he'll be starting down in P10 for sure. Harvey Lee's down in P9. Cartboy is in P7. So Ferg then on pole position. It was Nemo who was on pole position last week. This time it is Ferg, but with Giroud Visser. Can Giroud Visser on his final lap do something about it? He knows his pole position is in his hands. Can he put it all together to try and get that pole off of Ferg? You can see he's well out of fuel. So it's a good job he didn't invalidate on that first one, otherwise we'd just have no fuel left. Can he get a pole for the Scuderia? Oh, I wasn't even attempting the accent. Scuderia, there we go. Can he get a pole position for Ferrari? He's on the second row of the grid. Everybody is in the pits, so I think we'll see AJ the first man to come out because he was the first man to come out last time. So will he come out of the pits? Will he be the first man to come out of the pits? We're in the dying stages of qualifying, and who's that? That is a Racing Point. It's Ferg, so we'll go on board with him. It's definitely a Racing Point. It's either Mark or Ferg. I think it's Ferg. Can Relentless Ferg take pole position then? He missed out last week, but can he get it back this week? He's on good form, is Ferg. And Dave just joined back, so he might have done some practice before Q3. Well, he might have done some practice when he got knocked out. So a little bit of practice there for Dave. So let's see if that practice makes perfect in the race for him. So Ferg then, still the only one out of track, so he's gone very early, but we've got another driver coming out of track, and that is an Alfa Romeo, I believe. Makes his way towards turn 1. Is it an Alfa? No, it's a Ferrari driver of Indian Jesus then. I love the format because you could see where everybody is. That's why I love the format. If somebody crashes, you could see it. Where is Jay Wills? He doesn't commentate with me, mate. I think he commentates in Div 2 or Tier 3. Tier 2 or Tier 3. He's never commentated with me, so you might want to look further down the channel. As Relentless Ferg then, on his final lap. Let's see what he could do in the Racing Point then. As we make our way towards Tier 1, braking at the 100, before the 100 meter board. Scrub off all the speed. Take all the curve at turn 1, locks up slightly but hasn't cost him too much. A perfect exit through turn 2, very nice and neat indeed. Really on good form is Ferg this evening. As we make our way towards the second chicane, use all the curb in turn 3 and turn 4. Look at that, fully committed through there. As we come through the first Lesmo. Use the curb, but yeah, oh, he almost loses the back end. Keeps it though, has a bit of a hesitation on the second part of Lesmo, so might have lost a bit of time through there. I wonder how much time he's lost so far. A tenth, he's lost a tenth, so what will he do? Will he... I think he'll still continue. Can he gain that 10th back? So we've got both Ferrari's out. We've got an Alfa on track. We've got Ferrari, Racing Point, and Haas on track. Can he beat an 18.3 as he makes his way to us? Cross the line? No, he can't. It's an 18.4 from Ferg. So we'll have to rely on the others to take pole position away from him. Then his teammate is not on a lap. I think he's made a mistake. I don't think it's best to do 2 out laps on the same set of tyres. You want to do 1 flying lap. It was an Alfa Romeo, no, it was a Ferrari. Indy and Jesus then will be the next one to cross the line to start a flying lap. Where's Het Bompier? Where is he? It's the first 2 corners we go for Het Bompier. He's down in P9. So 19.4. He qualified in the top 5 in Spain. I wonder, can he do the same thing again here at Monza? What's his first set to be like? It's going to be a 25.9, so that's good signs from Het Bompier. Improves. Navigates his way round safely into Della Roccia chicane. As we head on to a second Lesmo, can be a difficult corner, has a lock-up as well, but doesn't go too wide, so he hasn't invalidated it as DRS is enabled for the second straight. A bit of a cheeky toe from the AlphaTauri there. What's his middle sector like? 4/10 improvement from him. Lost a bit of time to the last part for Scar. He gets a bit of a slipstream off of Nathan as well. As the Haas driver makes his way towards the final corner. You want to take a late apex, you don't want to ride the curve through there. As Het Bompier then makes his way across the line, where can he go? It's going to be an 18.8, goes P6 ahead of Indy and Jesus. There he is, the Ferrari driver, as Kart Boys on an out lap started his flying lap. I think his teammate's behind him. Is his teammate on a lap? Oh, come on Indy and Jesus, you did the exact same thing again, mate. I wonder, will he back out and give his teammate a slipstream? That's not his teammate, that's an Alfa Romeo, sorry about that one. There he is then, AJ Wuhan. Can he improve on P4? He's behind his brother by a tenth and a bit. Almost 2/10. Making his way towards the final corner. Where can he go? Championship contender will cross the line now to go. P3 ahead of his brother. And next one is the Racing Point. That is Mark. But Mark has invalidated it. And that's it for him. He won't improve on an 18.7, sadly for him. But P5 still a good position. We're waiting on a Het Bompier. We didn't see his middle sector, but what can the Haas driver set? In fact, we're going to Harvey Leeds first. He's invalidated it, so he'll start P9. And here is Het Bompier. Where's Jeroen Visser? I can't quite tell where he is. Jeroen Visser, where can he go? Where can he go? Where can he go? It's P1, 18.6, that's 17.9. Oh my gosh, 17.9, that is unbelievable. Nathan's in P2, 18.2 from him. But that is a mighty time from Jeroen Visser. Pulled it out of the bag where he needed to. 17.9, unbelievable. I didn't expect anybody to get to the 17s. But Jeroen Visser, he was one of the drivers that was going to be predicted to pole position, and he's done it. I didn't expect a 17.9, that is unbelievable. He's so quick, even I didn't know where he was. Oh, that surprised me so much. Well done to Jeroen Visser, that's a fantastic lap time. Second pole of the season from Jeroen Visser. Dutchman's really flying today. Nathan in P2 with an 18.2. Ahead of his championship contender, Ferg in P3, AJ in P4, Het Bompier, P5, good result from him. CRL Mark in P6 ahead of Indy and Jesus, Kart Boy in P8 for AlphaTauri, and both McLarens having a terrible qualifying, it must be said. I say terrible, it's P9 and P10, but they expected a bit more with the two McLarens, so they need to make amends for the race then. But Jeroen Visser, unbelievable. Ferrari on pole position. That's what the Tifosi would like to see. Anyways, I'm going to get a glass of water because my throat is getting dry. Hopefully this glass of water can keep me going throughout the whole race because my throat is already dry. Jamie, your top 3 prediction. Do you mean for the race? What? I think you meant for qualifying because you did type it earlier. I actually don't know. I really don't know. I say, I don't want to be harsh because if I say my predictions, the drivers might get a bit annoyed. That makes sense. So I'm not saying my top 3 predictions. I want to say Ferg, Vizza and Nathan, but that's a bit, I don't know. It's really hard predicting, if you know what I mean. I mean, from a driver's, when you're a driver and you're predicting who's the top 3, then it's easy. But as a commentator, everybody can hear it, and the drivers might not like it. So I don't know, mate. I really don't know. Well, I do know, but I don't want to say it. Hi, let's go. Hello, Strauss. How are you, mate? Hope you're doing well. Hope everything is alright with your daughter. So as you can see for yourselves, 2 drivers are on the soft compound tyres, which is very... And Krishna has loads of soft tyres because he's got lots out of Q1, so he could use them up for this race. And high chance for safety car around here. We did see some people crash at Ascari, so that where the safety car can be triggered. Cheruvas though on pole for the Tifosi. Can he convert this pole into a win? This is going to be a spectacular race. Nathan, can he go down the inside of Vizza and take the lead? I think he's happy with his qualifying. P2, much better than Spain last week. Het Bompier in P5, he's done a fantastic performance for Haas. He's starting to be a really good driver, is Het Bompier. He always is, but he's starting to show more. And start to show what he can do. Hopefully he can find more pace and challenge with the top guys in front. Mark, P6, Indie's P7, Cartboy, P8, both McLarens running off the top 10 with Isaro Cohen outside of it with his teammate Choi. Nemo, keep an eye on him, don't underestimate him. Duel, keep an eye on him as well. And Danny Boy, because I know Danny Boy's got some good race pace, so keep an eye on him as well. But we're all set for the 27 lap race. Let's see how it pans out as we wait for the lights. But like I said, keep an eye on Nemo and Duel. They're going to be on the medium tyres. I can't see the lights, but there they are. 4, 5. A long way. We are underway for round 10 of the Italian Grand Prix. I believe Nathan's got a better start. There's a Williams on the grass. Is that Isaro Cohen? Yes, it is. He's dropped down into P20, but Nathan's gone down the inside of Giroud Vizza. Will Ferg have a crack at Giroud Vizza into turn 1? No, he won't. Into turn 2 we go. Giroud Vizza cuts the corner. Allows Ferg, but Ferg gets on the grass there. And there's a safety car already. A safety car? What's happened at the back, I wonder? There's a bit of carbon fibre dropping off of people's cars, but a safety car has been deployed, so that's very interesting. That's going to prevent any opportunities for Ferg to try and overtake Giroud Vizza into the second chicane. That's a very odd safety car because you get a lot of virtuals, but a safety car on lap 1 in the space of 10 seconds, maybe. Wow. It helps Nathan because he gets to control the pack, and helps Giroud Vizza because he managed to defend himself. But Mark's up into P4. Let's go check the most gained and most lost, because that could quite tell us what's happened there. It says Steiny and Krishna's got a 5-second tyre penalty, so I wonder if those two made contact. But Krishna's down in P19, so I don't know how he's made contact with Steiny. His front wing is intact, so what's that? Where's Steiny? There he is in P12. Yes, he's lost part of his front wing. Who did he make contact with? It will tell us on the race director. With who? Yeah, who with, sorry. So AJ's got a warning. I'm surprised that Giroud Vizza did get a warning for turn 2. And Steiny has got a severe collision with Choi. Krishna with Farrell Fury. I was about to say Tyson Fury, sorry about that. So Farrell Fury's got a collision warning with Elite Dave. AJ's exceeded track limits. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 drivers have made contact with each other. And into the pits goes Steiny to change his front wing. Onto the medium tyres he goes. Into the pits goes the Renault driver onto a brand new set of their medium compound tyres, and off they go. And they rejoin Dan in last place. Mercedes in the pits. That's not Nathan. No, that's Fiori. But I say, if that was Nathan, that'd be a bad strategy call. But I believe those hards could go to the end, so keep an eye on Fiori. Yeah, so crucial to keep an eye on Fiori because those tyres. Danny boy, what are you doing, mate? Mate, I'm not going to comment on that one. So Nathan leads the pack ahead of Jeroen Visser, Ferg in P3 ahead of Mark. So both racing points are in P3 and P4. AJ P5 ahead of Het Bompier. I think Het Bompier lost ball position. That was probably an illegal overtake from Fiori. I think Fiori might need to give one that back because he did overtake under the safety car regardless of what tyres he's on. But why would you do that? There we are, we've got the graphics back. So Het Bompier lost one place to AJ. Let's go look at the lost and gained. There we go. So as you can see for yourselves, Nathan's gained 1, Visser's lost 1. Ferg has stayed where he is. Mark in P4 behind his teammate gained 2 positions. AJ lost 1, Het Bompier lost 1. Indy Jesus stayed in P7. Harvey Lee's gained 1. Troy A gained 3. And I believe it's the highest medium runner. Yes, he is. So the highest medium runner is in P9. iNemo's in P10. Verry's in P11. Dewell's in P12. Dave is in P13. Krishna in P14 on the soft compound tyres. Cohen in P15 on the mediums. Cartboy will go to the end for sure, because I know the hard tyres can go to the end. So keep an eye on Cartboy and Fiori. Stanley P17, Knight P18, Fiori P19 and Danny Boy P20. Let's see what tyres he goes on to. And it's going to be the hard compound tyres. So all 20 drivers still remain in this race. So the safety car must have been out because of debris. That's the only explanation. I'm going to say keep an eye on Troy A, iNemo and Dewell. Possibly Cartboy on the hot compound tyres because he can go to the end. I've tried it before, so there's no doubts about it. I've tried soft to hard. I pitted on lap 2 because of a safety car, and I won the race with the hard compound tyres, and it was still a good tyre life. My tyres were like 60-70%, and I was sliding on purpose with the corners as well by fighting people, so they can definitely go to the end. Safety car will stay out one more lap, so we'll go on to lap 4. But Het Bompier, what are you doing down there, mate? Oh no, hopefully they don't have that glitch, do they? Thank God they don't have that glitch. I think it's all sorted. Nathan wins this race. I think he'll bring back his confidence because he was feeling a bit down after Spain. So if he wins this race, he might bring some of that fighting spirit back, that winning mentality that he should have. But what's going on? What's going on? Harvey Lees, what are you doing? You're freaking me out, guys. Don't do that. I keep thinking something's going on. So yeah, like I said, if Nathan does win this race, it'll bring back some of that fighting spirit and that winning mentality again. I know winning a race can really bring you back. It can overwhelm you at some time, but it can bring you back into that fighting spirit. Might help the soft tyres. It'll be definitely soft to mediums, it must be said, because those soft tyres can be extended now. They must have a lot of fuel in the car. What can I see on the dashboard? I can't see it. Jeroen, I can't really see it. My eyesight is so awful. He has plus 3 laps of fuel, so they're saving a lot of fuel on the safety car, that must be said. So nobody should be having fuel problems. I know some people like to underfuel the car, but they'll save a bit under the safety car. And I think the safety car will be in the pits at the end of this lap because we've done 3 laps, well 4 laps behind the safety car. There it is then, the lights will come off and the safety car will be in at the end of this lap. So it's Nathan's decision when everybody can go. He's the effective safety car. Giroud Vizza will be keeping an eye on that Mercedes. Look at that, all 20 cars in one picture. Beautiful. It's just like qualifying, F3 qualifying if you remember last year. Giroud Vizza will be keeping an eye on when Nathan will go or not. You can see the back of the Mercedes. Would he go now? When would he go? I think he'll be right about... I'll go on board with Ferg. There he is then. So Nathan has gone, and Giroud Vizza all over the back of Nathan. Nathan will pull to the right to defend the slipstream. Here comes Indian Jesus. That's AJ. Would he go down the inside? Ferg will try and go down the inside of Giroud Vizza as AJ tries to go down the inside of Mark, but Giroud Vizza needs to be a bit more aggressive. He loses traction coming out of turn 2. That's allowed Ferg to get ahead, and Giroud Vizza has lost the place to Ferg. Further behind, Het Bompje has kept his place as somebody has made a big mistake at the back. That is CRL Fury. As Nathan leads them away, then Giroud Vizza, he won't be happy with that one. I dare say he should have been a bit more aggressive on Ferg, because I dare say I could have defended that position. There they are then, making their way through the second Lesmo. It's going to be a big fight between Ferg and Nathan. Don't give up on Giroud Vizza yet. He could still fight back in this, as Krishna's lost a overtaken duel for P12. Good move from Krishna. I didn't really see it, but looks clean. Looks like Giroud Vizza's started to fall back on Ferg just a bit there. Ferg in close range of Nathan. As Cartboy Cohen is falling down the order. There he is, down to P17. And here's the McLaren driver. Harvey Lee's going to go down the inside. He gets pushed onto the grass as Harvey Lee's squeezes his way down turn 1. And that's iNemo fighting underneath Harvey Lee's, but Harvey gets a better exit than iNemo and stays in P8. So he didn't quite make it work out, did Harvey Lee's. He got pushed to the grass there. This is a big fight, especially for iNemo on the medium compound tyres. So iNemo has overtaken Troy A. Troy A is under pressure from the AlphaTauri, the car he was in last week. So he's lost 3 positions, has Troy A. Back down to P12. It was the highest medium runner, but I think he got swarmed by the soft runners. So iNemo's the highest medium runner, so he needs to keep an eye on him. He's got his teammate behind him as well, for good measure. A big fight going on in midfield there. Crucially, Indian Jesus is 1.5 seconds away from Het Bompje. He hasn't got any DRS. And there is Harvey Lee's then, in contention for DRS. Be activated next lap probably. I can't quite tell. Duval has overtaken Troy A for P12 sorry. He's behind Krishna as Ferg sets the fastest lap of this race. Midfield scrap. Troy A is still behind Duval. He replaced him at Spain. And very defensive position about Troy A behind. No, he doesn't go for it. It's turn 1, too far back, I suppose. As you can see, giving a bit of tap is Dave, so he gets out of shape as Troy A. And oh, big crash, big crash. No, 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 no. It's gone terribly wrong indeed. That is another safety car. That has gone terribly wrong. So I thought Cartboy would, not Cartboy, I thought Troy A would lose the rear a bit, which he did, but Dave lost the rear and took an AlphaTauri with him. So our first retirement is Dave, and where's the AlphaTauri? There he is. Oh yeah, he's definitely lost his front wing. He needs to be careful, mate. The safety car is out, so there's no need to get, well, he's obviously to get angry at that one, but just needs to calm down now. There's a safety car being deployed, pits and regroup, I must say. So, what's going to happen? Because there's 2 safety cars in 7 laps. It's unbelievable. These guys are going to have to pit. But what about Mark in P4? They have to double stack, aren't they? That's going to be absolutely painful for Mark. If they do pit, yes they are. They're going to pit this lap. I think they have to. Oh, what the hell are you doing, Ferg? Yes, everybody's in the pits as Marcus stayed out there. Dealwell's up into P3, crucially for him, so Dealwell is in P3 as Mark's got disqualified for ignoring yellow flags. Oh dear Mark, what have you done? What have you done? Bit of controversy in this race. Mark is out of the Grand Prix. So Krishna leads ahead of Dealwell. Krishna in P1. Now, this is going to be very interesting and exciting to watch. Steiny's up into P4. Steiny in P4 on a brand new set of the medium compound. Not brand new set, but where did he start? I swear he started in the top 10. Did he make it through? He's already pitted once. When did he pit? 5-second time penalty. Did he serve it in the pits? I wonder. I think he's the one that made first lap contact, didn't he? Yes, he is. He started in P10, he's in P4 now. So, has he served the 5-second time penalty? Because you do serve it in the pit lane. If he has, he's in a really good position this study in P4. This is turning out to be an interesting race. And guess what? Het Bompje has jumped AJ. Het Bompje is in P8 and he's on the medium compound tyres, is the Dutch driver. And the two guys ahead of him on the hards. This is going to be a really, really good race. We've got a mixture of strategy going on. Krishna, will he pit this lap? Because those soft tyres will be coming to an end soon. So I wonder what strategy he'll be going for. He didn't make it to the top 10, did he? No, he didn't. Those tyres won't be too bad, it must be said, because we've had 2 safety cars, so I expect those tyres to be like 25% or something. 20-30%, as Mark has left the session. He'll be absolutely frustrated at his home Grand Prix. So Dealwell started on those medium compound tyres, Troye started on the mediums, Steiny pitted on lap 2, 3, Knight pitted on lap 3, Nathan just pitted onto a brand new set of hards, so is Ferk. Het Bompje soft to medium, it's AJ soft to hard, Harvey soft to medium, Giroux Vizza soft to medium, and Giroux Vizza has been jumped by Harvey Lees. And Nemo soft to hard, no, mediums to hard, because he started outside the top 10, didn't he? So we followed those guys in. So it's mediums to hards for him. Very on a brand new set of mediums, so everybody on a brand new set of tyres. Wasn't expecting 2 safety cars in the space of 9 laps. We've only had like 2-3 racing laps so far of this race. We've not even had DRS yet, have we? I don't think we have. But sadly for Giroux Vizza, it's gone terribly. The guys ahead of him P6 to P11. Got a lot of ground to make up as Giroux Vizza, as the safety car is in this lap then. So Krishna, for the first time, I don't know if he's controlled a safety car restart, but it'll be the first time in this league he'll control a safety car restart. So let's see how he copes with it. Because I know some new drivers, well, not new drivers, but inexperienced drivers been at the front with the safety cars, don't know really how to control it. So it's his first real time controlling the pack. He's going now. Yeah, he is going now. So I think Dealwell's been caught sleeping. And off we go then for the restart. You can see Nathan all over the back of Knight, obliterated his ERS. We'll go down the inside into turn 1. Yes, he will. I think so. Yes, he has. He's got to make the move stick. Yes, he does into P1. Knight breaks himself. Goes into neutral. Oh, Ferg's made contact with Knight. He has made contact, and I wonder if he's got any front wing damage. No, he hasn't escaped with that one. But he's got Het Bompje on the back of him. I bet those guys will be helping for Ferg to get a damaged front wing, but he hasn't. He escaped with it. And that's Steiny going wide. That's Nathan going down the inside of Steiny. Nathan, can be careful. Don't make contact with Steiny. I thought someone blew their engine then. I really thought someone had an engine failure, judging by that. But Nathan then all over the back of Steiny. Steiny's lost contact with Troye and Duel. And he has to stay behind him for a few more corners. Will he go down the inside into turn 1 on the straight? He has to get past him as quick as he can. The opportunity was there, but Steiny wasn't going to let him go, was he? Maybe on a different strategy, but he was not going to let him go. And that's allowed those guys to catch back up. Further down the field, we've got Very and iNemo fighting for position. Down the inside he goes into the last corner. You don't really see many moves being made there as Krishna sets the fastest lap of the race then. And Krishna's doing a good job in P1. 1.5 second gap to Duel. As Nathan stays behind Steiny, so he is saving his EOS, is Nathan. So I think he's doing something wise there, not using his EOS to try and close down and hunt Steiny. Meanwhile, this is good for those guys behind to catch up as Jeruvas definitely needs to make amends for his race. We've got like 16 laps to go in this race. Troye on the back of Duel. As AJ Wuhan gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings, so he's already picked up time penalties in this race, and this is not good for him down in P8. We've got some drivers out of position now, and looks like Steiny's pulling away from Nathan. I wonder what's happened to Nathan. No front wing damage. Maybe Steiny's pace is going strong. He's on the medium compound tyres, of course. But Nathan is crucial for him to stay in DRS range of Steiny because he's going to get hunted down by Ferg, so he can't afford to lose. Oh, Nathan can't be doing that too many times, mate, because he'll get a 3-second time penalty. And you can see then Ferg on the back of Nathan, but Herr Bompier should be quick at this stage on those medium compound tyres. You can see Harvey Lee's on the back of AJ. As DRS is now enabled on lap 12, we finally get the rear wing open in that gap. Anybody close enough? Here's Harvey Leeds as a drag race down to turn 1. Will he go around the outside into turn 1? Yes, he will try to. He has the inside line for turn 2. Will he take it? AJ sticks it around the outside, and yes, he does. That reminds me, like back in 2015 when Felipe Nasr had contact with a driver there, lost his full wing, scraped his full wing across somebody. It was a clean move. Further back, no overtakes are being made so far, but Krishna is pulling away from Duel, so Krishna's doing a fantastic job. He is pulling away from Duel. I will say he's on the soft compound tyres, and will definitely pit soon. If the safety car came out now, it would definitely benefit him, as there you can see DRS is enabled, but not for Nathan Booth. Nathan hasn't got DRS, so he needs to get inside that 1 second range to get some DRS. He's dropped Ferg just a bit, but Ferg has more EOS compared to him, so he has got the high ground compared to Nathan. Herr Bompier started to drop back just a little bit. He's still in that DRS range though, and it's very crucial for Nathan to get inside the 1 second DRS range, which he is slightly, as Krishna sets the fastest lap of this race. He's still going strong on those soft compound tyres, is Krishna. Steiny keeping Troy honest at the front, so it looks like Steiny, despite making that mistake in Della Roger, wasn't Della Roger chicane, what is it? Yeah, Della Roger chicane, he's still got some pace. He hasn't lost any confidence or pace, has he? So he's managed to regroup himself and get back in that DRS train. May must have bounced off that curb then into the gravel a few laps before. Nathan tried to go down the inside but couldn't quite make it, as Indian Jesus has overtaken Knights for P. Oh dear, something must have happened. Oh no, big crash, what's going on, what's going on? Safety car again! Oh my gosh. Do you know what, guys? 3 safety cars in 13 laps. How is this possible? That was a massive crash between Indian Jesus. Danny boy, did you get involved? Because I did see some carbon fibre coming off your front wing. And what on earth happened to Indian Jesus there then? It's played into the hands of Krishna beautifully. He'll pit this lap onto the medium compound tyres. It's guess what? These medium... Dude, don't stay out! Why is he staying out? Oh, that's a big mistake from Duval. He shouldn't have stayed out. There was... Ferg's in the pits as well. Ferg has pitted. There he is. Where will he rejoin? He's onto a brand new set of the medium compound tyres down in P14. Do you know what? This could turn out to be an interesting race. I can't wait to see how it plans out. And guess what? Steiny is on a brand new set of softs. Can he go to the end? I think he can, because safety car will probably come in lap 60. Don't go anywhere, because this could turn out to be an absolute fantastic race. We've got drivers all over the place. Championship leader down in P14 on a brand new set of tyres, and guess what? He's got drivers behind him on a brand new set of softs and drivers ahead of him. This is going to be an exciting race to watch. I can't wait. His championship rival is in P2, but I don't know why Duval stayed out there. Has he already pitted? No, he hasn't. He hasn't pitted. If I was Duval, I would have pitted, but he hasn't. I dare say, in my opinion, that's a big mistake from Duval. Could have easily gone to the soft compound tyres and gone to the end, but that's a massive mistake from the Frenchman. I don't think that's the right strategy call. Everybody behind him has pitted and doesn't have to pit again. But Duval, my friend, I don't know what's going to happen to him. I mean, how long is he planning to go on those medium compound tyres for? When the safety car comes in, like lap 17, he's got like 10 laps left of the race. He can't really catch up, can he? I dare say he's made a big mistake. I don't think he's in the right position. He can't go to the end on these tyres because they won't make it, and plus he hasn't pitted, so that's a big no-no from him. If he pits, he'll drop down to last place. There's no way you're going to pull out a 20-second gap in about... I don't know. It's really hard to tell. Thank you, Mark, mate. Really appreciate it. Did struggle a bit, but yeah, I've had better performances. But I really appreciate the comment, Mark. And I'm really sorry for... he has pitted. Are you sure? I don't think he has pitted. But if he did pit... No, he hasn't pitted. Look, look, look. 0 stops. He hasn't pitted. Yeah, but look, no, he hasn't pitted, mate. 0 stops, it says. And plus, he can't go to the end on those medium tyres because they won't make it. He has not pitted. Yeah, there he is then. Look at that. P1 hasn't pitted. Yeah, no problem, mate. We all make that mistake. No problem about it. So, it's not a glitch because I checked the race director and I've checked this as well. So, Duval then, he hasn't pitted. I don't remember him pitting either. Danny Boy done 5 stops as well, unbelievable. I think Danny Boy has used all the tyres except the wet tyres. Let's go check his tyres patterns. He's used all the tyres. The only tyre he hasn't used is the wet compound tyres. Well, I say all tyre compounds, not all the tyres, obviously, because he's got a safety car's in this lap. That's a very late call from the safety car. That is extremely late. So, Duval will control the pack then. That's a very late safety car. AlphaTauri leads this race like Pierre Gasly, and off he goes then. It's Nathan's big opportunity to try and win this Italian Grand Prix. What's happened to Ferg? P14, not close enough behind, but he's defending from somebody because he pulls out the slipstream. And no moves into turn 1. Keep it nice and clean, everybody. The Williams goes down the inside. It's Cohen. Oh, very hit the back of somebody. And there's Danny Boy trying to go down the inside of Ferg. They come side by side. Cohen has made a move on Inemo. And here comes Cohen on AJ. Can he take 2 for 1? He's on the medium compound tyres, and when he goes down the inside into the De La Rocha chicane, no he doesn't. There's Troy in the background. You can see Cartboy versus Very into the second chicane. Doesn't quite make it. It's still side by side, but Troy gets a Cartboy gets a better exit. Here comes Troy down the inside of Inemo. He's on the hard compound tyres, so I don't expect him to stick it around the outside on the old aging tyres. Ferg is still down in P14. He's got Indian Jesus behind him. Indian Jesus on the soft compound tyres. And here's Steiny pulling out of the Williams, the Renault driver. Krishna's coming through as well. Krishna takes P12 away from him. as he gets the 3-second time penalty, does the McLaren driver. And Ferg is next to try and take on, but here comes Indy Jesus. They're going to go 3 wide. There he has got front wing damage. That's why he's dropping down. He made contact with, I think it was Isaro Cohen down at turn 1. But he has got front wing damage, sadly for him. But we've got a multi-car battle. Troye versus his teammate. Both Williams are side by side. As here's Harvey Lees. Harvey Lees, can he take the podium? Will he outbrake him into turn 1? No, ahead Bompier outbreaks him into turn 1, but goes deep. Will that allow Harvey Lees to do a switchback? Yes, he does. Gets on the power, gets on the throttle. Harvey Lees is on the podium, ahead of Het Bompier. Here comes Jerome Visser on his fellow Dutchman. He starts on pole, he wants to make this move. And here he comes then. Harvey Lees having to defend from 2 drivers. As down the inside goes Jerome Visser into turn 4, 3. Het Bompier's still there, he's not giving up. They go side by side, gives him a bit of squeeze. And here comes AJ on Het Bompier. Can he go around the outside? No, he can't. And the yellow flags is set to 2, and that is Krishna who spun. That's a very massive shame for him. But here's Troye making a move on AJ now, and Het Bompier. This is a very good race indeed. I can't wait to see how it turns out. Troye has made the move, but they both break late together. And Troye, oh, it's so tight. AJ should have backed out. AJ, that was a bit aggressive from AJ, wasn't it? I think he should have backed out of that one. And here comes Isaro Cohen for P6. As Isaro Cohen goes down the inside of AJ. And here comes Troye and Cartboy. I don't think Troye will be happy with that one, because I think AJ was a bit too aggressive on that one, on that occasion. Here comes Steiny. More importantly, what's going on at the front, shall we say? Can't make the overtake stick yet, but here comes well, here comes who, shall we say? Steiny can go around the outside of AJ. He has the inside line to turn 2. Neat move from Steiny. Really good move from the McLaren driver. And here, round 2 between Troye and AJ after making contact. But look at that. Look at the overspeed that AJ has on Steiny. He doesn't go down the inside, but will Troye go down the inside? No, he doesn't. Has to stick it for P8. But what's happened to Ferg? He hasn't made any amends at all. He's got a 3-second time penalty, and there's what, like 9 laps to go in this race. DRS is now enabled. Troye using a lot of his DRS to try and get past AJ. The 2 Dutchmen of Het Bompier and Isaro Cohen fighting each other for P4. There is Troye on the back of AJ. We've had 2 safety, no, we've had 3 safety cars in this race. Yeah, we've had 3 safety cars, but Troye has hit the back of Cohen. Cohen spun. He's hit the wall. Oh, it's a massive shame for Cohen. And here is Nathan taking the lead of this race off a duel. And there's Troye going down the inside of AJ into turn 1 and into turn 2 they go. Side by side, a bit of a squeeze as Troye gets a decent exit. And he's finally passed AJ Wuhan. And here is Steiny and Het Bompier. Steiny in P5. Both McLarens are scoring big points tonight, folks, as AJ re-overtakes Troye. Can Troye go round the outside? No, he doesn't. He stays behind him for P8. And there's a Ferrari of Indian Jesus taking on Danny Boy for P11. And there's Ferg then down in P10. A lot of things have happened in this race, and here is Harvey Lees. Harvey's big chance of getting into the podium positions. If you just joined us, folks, I can't really explain because there's too much to explain, so you're going to have to rewind and watch it for yourselves, because a lot has happened in this race. And Danny Boy has crashed. And don't tell me that'll be another safety car. Please don't be another safety car. It's a virtual safety car. Dewell should pit this lap. Yep, Dewell should definitely pit. Yes. Finally he's off those medium compound tyres. So Dewell, the only driver who didn't pit, has finally pitted. Hello Daniel, how are you, mate? Nice to see you in the stream. A lot has happened in this race. It's unbelievable. CRL action going crazy tonight. Who is going to win the Italian Grand Prix? Can it be Steiny on a brand new set of softs? Can Steiny take the win? Because the guys ahead of him on hards, medium and medium. Can Steiny take the win in this race? But bearing in mind he's got a 3-second tyre penalty. Oh, AJ. He's got a drive-through penalty for speeding on the VSC. The championship contender down in P13 has gone terribly wrong. If Nathan can win this race, as Cohen has retired, sadly for him. I'm good, mate. Hope you're well. I'll rewatch the stream later. Yeah, there's been plenty of action here tonight. And Sam Draper is in this stream, so welcome Sam. Hope you're doing well, mate. So you can see 2nd, 3rd and 4th then, battling for the podium positions. Nathan has pulled away in P1, so he's got this under control. He doesn't need to pick up any penalties. I know he's got some warnings because I caught him exceeding the track limit, so he's got to be careful not to get any penalties. But most crucially, he's outside the 1 second DRS range, unlike Harvey Lees, who's got Girovis behind him for company. What will both McLarens do? Because there are different strategies, but bear in mind Steiny has got a 3-second tyre penalty. Head Bompier down to P5 along with Choye. Fergs in P7 on a brand new set of the medium compound tyre. He's got 6 laps left in this race. We've got different strategies going on, but we've got a big battle between P2, P3 and P4. What is going to happen here? And here comes Choye on Het Bompier for P5. So he's finished 4th in the last race and now he's P5, so looks like things are going his way again. But he could get a P4 again because Steiny has got a 3-second tyre penalty, but he's all over the back of Jeroen Visser for P3. Can Steiny get a podium? This would be very difficult indeed. I think both McLarens have to work with each other, but how can they do that as Ferg has overtaken Het Bompier for P6? Can Ferg get himself back at the podium? He's got a 3-second tyre penalty on his hands, but Steiny is all over the back of Jeroen Visser with a fresh set of the soft compound tyres. This race has gone perfect. Well, I say perfect, he has got a 3-second tyre penalty, so unless anybody's got a 3-second tyre, unless anybody picks up a 3-second tyre penalty, he's in a difficult position as he's all over the back of Jeroen Visser for P3. You can see all 3 of them are using EOS. Will Jeroen Visser make a move into turn 1? It goes around the outside of Harvey Lees. Gotta keep it nice and clean. They do keep it nice and clean, go side by side. Oh no, don't, oh no! But Steiny has got himself up into P2. He takes advantage of from Jeroen and Harvey squabbles. But Jeroen Visser should have gave Harvey enough space there because that was a bit too tight. But what it's done is allowed Choye and Ferg to catch up, especially Choye, because Choye has on a brand new set of softs and he's on a flyer. Is Choye. This could be really interesting to watch the closing stages of this race. Can Steiny get a podium? His best result is P4. Can he get a podium? All he has to do is pull out a 3-second gap, but that's easier said than done on this track because this track is DRS trade, so it's quite difficult to pull out a gap. But if it can close in on Nathan, who knows what could happen in this race. The flashing light at the back of Choye's car indicating that he's run out of EOS. That sends some good messages to Ferg, knowing he's run out of EOS. I think Choye has to work on his EOS management because he's draining his EOS. He hasn't got any left, so he's going to have to defend it from Ferg. Will Ferg choose to go down the inside? Here comes Harvey. Doesn't overtake Jeroen Visser, but Ferg goes around the outside into turn. He needs to turn off his EOS because if you... Oh! Was that a bit of contact between the two? A bit of barging going on, but Ferg makes his way past Choye. But like I said, you need to turn your EOS off into turn 1 and turn 2 because it's very easy to lose the back end with the amount of power you're putting in and the extra power you're giving it with the EOS, so I think he just forgot to turn it off. As AJ picks up, gets the fastest lap of the race, so that's something from his race. He's down in P16, it's gone horribly wrong for him. But I don't know why he pitted. Did he get any full wind damage? He must have done, surely. And guess what, Steiny is closing in on Nathan Booth. So Nathan Booth is going to be under pressure soon from Steiny. If he wins this race, that'll be a spectacular moment from both McLarens. Ferg looking to get back, but he has got a 3-second time penalty to his name, so that's going to be quite difficult to pull out a gap. Normal circumstances, quite well. I think it'll be easy because he's on a brand new set, or more brand new set. He's on better tyres compared to Harvey and Jeroen. And here is Steiny then fighting for P1. Not the first time that McLaren's fighting for P1 at Monza. Pierre Gasly and Carlos Sainz. The second McLaren's in P4 behind Jeroen Visser. So Jeroen Visser is outside the 1 second range of DRS. If Harvey Lees can get on the podium, hold up Jeroen Visser, possibly he could give his teammate a win. If both McLarens can get a podium after their, I don't want to say horrible race in Spain, but they made a 2-stop in Spain which didn't work out. Let's just say it was a poor race for both McLarens because they both finished P10 or 11, I think. But guess what? The P2 and P4, but one McLaren is carrying the penalty. If Steiny, I really wish he could get this win, but sadly he's got a 3-second time penalty. He needs to overtake Nathan and pull a 3-second gap. He knows his target. He can't afford to lose. He can't afford to lose any time to Nathan. Did you see that? He slightly lifted off so that he could get DRS, but as you can see, I think Nathan will get DRS, but Steiny, be careful! You don't want to catch another penalty, mate. Nathan knows he's got a 3-second time penalty, so I think he might play it safe and just wait. He's on the hard compound tyres, and Nathan doesn't go down the inside, he goes around the outside. Defends that one. Do you know what? Can Steiny win the Italian Grand Prix? These drivers need to pick up a 3-second time penalty. I wish he could win the Italian Grand Prix. I really wish. But sadly, he's got a 3-second time penalty, and that's he's got to pull out a gap now. He needs to break that gap. Second sector is the most likely place you could do it. Pull out. Let's go on board with the leader. There we go. Yeah, 1.7 to Harvey Lees. It's going to be quite difficult. Harvey Lees needs to put Jeroen Visser under massive pressure. Nathan is not outside the 1 second range of DRS just yet. But Harvey Lees needs to try and put some pressure on Jeroen Visser, our pole sitter for this race. You know what? Steiny needs a really good exit so he can get himself out of the 1 second range. Has Harvey Lees made a mistake? I think he has, because Ferg has got past him. Come on, Harvey, can't afford to make mistakes, mate. Keep it on the track. So Nathan has got DRS then. He's not outside the 1 second range just yet. And here comes Harvey Lees then on Ferg. He will go down the inside into turn 1. No, he doesn't. But he'll try and fight back on him, which he can't. So we'll have to settle for P5, knowing that he's got a 3-second time penalty. Come on, Steiny. The gap is 2 seconds now between the two. There's 2 laps to go. I don't know if he can pull that 3-second gap on Jeroen Visser. I think Ferg needs to really fight Jeroen. I think his soft tyres could be coming to an end too, so it's going to be quite difficult for him. But if he did win this race, that'd be absolutely amazing. He's outside the 1 second range of DRS now, so Nathan won't get the toe. So I think it'll be Jeroen Visser versus Nathan now. If those two squabble and cause, well, if they lose 3 seconds. If these guys squabble, as Carboy picks up a 3-second time penalty, that's what Steiny needs. He needs those guys to squabble in first and second and third. I think the win could be unlikely. Well, it's likely, sorry, but I think the podium is more likely, if that makes sense. If these guys could fight, he needs these guys to fight as much as they can. And here's Jeroen Visser then. Will he go around the outside of Nathan? No, he tries to, but he can't. It's the last lap of this race. Can Jeroen Visser get a really good exit coming out of turn 2? I think I saw a mistake from Steiny as Cartboy is overtaking Het Bompje for P7. This could be his last chance to overtake Nathan. Will he try and do it down the inside? No, he can't. Oh, did Ferg just hit the back of Jeroen Visser? I think he did. you know what, if these two take each other out, it could help Steiny a lot. But it must be said, this race has been absolutely fantastic. But sadly, Steiny has got a 3-second time penalty. Harvey Lees needs to push, because he could get a podium here, because he hasn't got a penalty. The 2 guys ahead of him, so Harvey Lees, if he wants to get on the podium, he needs to push. That could be unlikely, but Troye's lost the back end to the to Ascari. As Steiny makes his way towards the final corner. Steiny will come across the line to initially win the Italian Grand Prix. Nathan will finish in P1 sorry, as they sort themselves out. Steiny's on the podium! He's done it! Steiny is on the podium! Fantastic result from Steinslag. He's on the podium finally. What an absolute fantastic performance for Steinslag. I'm really impressed with both McLaren boys. Steiny is on the podium for the first time, and that is fully deserved. Guess what? He's joined a new esports team, and he is on the podium. Wow, that was a really intense race. I really enjoyed that one. The top 3 are different tyres as well: soft, medium, hard. But Steinslag, the amount of bad luck he's went through, he's finally got himself a podium. As Nathan Booth wins ahead of Ferrari. You see some familiar sights with that one in 2018 and 2017, but Jeroen Visser couldn't quite convert pole into a win. So Nathan Booth wins ahead of Jeroen Visser. Steiny's on the podium ahead of Harvey Lees. Troye in P5 ahead of Ferg in P6. Het Bompier in P7. Indian Jesus P8. Cartboy in P9. Duel in P10. Both AlphaTauri scoring points in the top 10. Knights in P11. Krishna P12. Anim in P13. Very P14. Foul Fury P15. And AJ P16. But congratulations to the top 3. I'll invite them, all 3 of them, to the podium now. My PS4 messed up and created 3 different group chats. Jeroen Visser. Can I add one or more players? Why? Nathan Steiny. Is Jeroen Visser here?
Nathan.
So, those of you in the stream, we've got a new podium sitter, and when Jeroen comes, we'll start. But I'll go to the toilet, so you two can talk about yourselves while I go to the toilet. Make sure you, Steiny, your first time on the podium, make sure your voice is allowed to be shared, mate.
I will.
Bro, Steiny, I was honestly like, I was saying, if you get win, I wouldn't even mind as long as I got P2. Like...
Mate, I've got a 5 seconds time penalty as well during a collision because in turn 1, and then, but I didn't. The game forced me to serve it under safety car.
Ah man, yeah.
And
Krishna
I don't think I can get this removed.
No, if it's not, if it's under
But
safety car,
it's a can I get a warning removed?
possibly. It depends on the situation. You can report it.
Yeah, I need
To show us
see.
the race director and stuff like that.
Guys, where can
Yeah,
I put my microphone like on for the party?
Go to, so you hold the middle button, go to party screen,
Yes.
and then you go to party settings, and then you go to allow your voice to be shared. Always allow.
Okay, that's good now.
Oh my god. My hearts were just dying. They were screaming.
Oh, Nathan, man.
I was sweating. First, like, you were catching me so much, Luca. Wow. And then you
Yeah,
were on
but-
the last lap.
I fucked it for myself because I couldn't push. I had 2 warnings since lap 10 and I couldn't push.
How
Yeah,
much
that
ERS
was-
did you? How much ERS did you have? Sorry, Luca. Did you run?
I had 40% when you were derating.
Yeah, I noticed because I had 30% or 20% something like that and burned it all on that straight, and you were still gaining on me. I was like, yeah, you must have a lot of ERS. But I'm so thankful you didn't get past because I knew you'd be quite low on ERS and I'd be able to just defend. I think you and Ferg battled, right?
No.
In the next game, no?
No, I haven't had a battle with her. Only went defensive.
I'm
Oh,
back,
okay.
boys.
Because then I gained time on YouTube, so I was wondering what happened.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
I'll start now. So, Steiny, P3, first on the podium. I know you pitted very early in that race, and I don't know what happened at the start of the race. Did you get involved in some kind of collision?
I did, yes, I did. I think that was Troy in front of me. That was in turn 1, turn 2. I'm not too sure what happened in front of them, but in my opinion, they were like braking a little bit too much, and I wasn't expecting it. So I got orange, and then lucky me, we got a safety car straight away. Then I decided as well to go on mediums to have a better pace and hope for another virtual safety car or a safety car, which luckily happened. And then I was just focusing on avoiding so many people crashing out in front of me. That was so close on 3-4 occasions. I'm not sure if you guys caught that, but I need to watch back how close that was. But yeah, and then I had to pit, and I went again into pit. We wanted to do something different, Harvey myself, so he stayed out on harder tires, and then I went into the pit and went on soft and started on P12 on this last safety car restart.
So, and then after the second safety car restart, can you tell us what happened at the Delaware chicane? Because I believe you were in the gravel at one point.
Yeah, that was very, very tricky. I think I was just not very comfortable on the medium tires, and then I just focused on, okay, let's just bring it home, avoid damage, focus on ERS, try to see how much ERS the guys around me are using, and then use it in the opposite way. And I saved a lot of ERS as well for the end to push for the top boys, and then I was just try to stay calm, and and it worked out at the end.
It seemed like you collected your head straight away after that, because Nathan was all over the back of you, almost went down the inside, but after that mistake, you managed to catch those guys back up and in the DRS range. So that was you think you've managed to calm yourself after that one?
Sorry for interrupting.
It's okay.
To put my
let it out. Let it out.
So, yeah, but then I almost lost it, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to move to the right so Nathan could pass me on the left, but then he made a decision to go on the right as well. I quickly had to realize it, and then I was having to
have to look at that one back.
But yeah, luckily there was no damage, and then I don't know, I need to watch it back actually, because I'm not sure what happened there.
When you were sat pretty in P4 behind Javoon and Harvey, did you think there was a chance of a podium?
Well, Harvey and myself, we were talking the entire time, and then we were talking, Harvey was like, okay, this is a really good chance for us, and I was like, okay, all I need to do, everyone in front of me were on harder tires, on medium or hard tires, and it was only Troy sorry if I pronounced it wrong.
It's okay.
But yeah, he was in front of me, and I was like, okay, I need to get past him. He made a double overtake straight away, and then I got stuck behind 2 guys, and then luckily I did, I think, 2 double overtakes during this race, so very, very lucky just positioning on the car at the right time, at the right place, and thinking ahead for the long run.
We've got some decent results this season, Steiny. I know Spain wasn't a really good race, but You must be really, really happy now getting on the podium finally at CRL. You almost got one in Belgium when you finished in P4, but P3 in Monza,
Yeah.
really spectacular. Your pace was amazing in this race, it must be said. You got involved in some incidents, I don't know if it was your fault or not, I couldn't really quite see any, but you managed to collect yourself and get back on the podium. Leading the race at one point, didn't know when you were leading the race, did you think there was a possible chance of putting out a 3-second gap?
Yeah, I was really trying to push the very best to get out of this DRS window, but then at the point when I overtook Nathan, I didn't have enough ERS anymore, and then it was just down to me. I was keep looking at the distance behind Nathan because I really wanted a podium, and it was so extremely close. Harvey got P4 as well. Congratulations! That was great teamwork once again. With him, but I was hoping to get down to 3 seconds time penalty, but the tires they were just off, and then lucky me the race ended at 27 laps, not 28, because I was really struggling at the end.
On the final lap, it was very close between you and Harvey. Like the gap was hovering 2.9 to 3.0. Were you keeping an eye on Harvey Lee's on that penalty gap? Was he pushing? Was he letting you be on the podium, or was he actually pushing?
I honestly don't know what happened there, because I was just like, Harvey, don't talk to me over the entire race, not the last 5 laps. I'm gonna push fully, and only don't say like, okay, you have this before I cross the line, because I'm gonna push until I finish the very last turn. Just then the race is over. So I wasn't really focusing a lot on my teammate there, but it hurt. It sounded like that he was doing some battling there, which helped me at the end, I think, to get the podium.
Oh, congratulations on the podium anyways, mate. Does this really boost your confidence for the next couple of races?
Absolute.
You know you've got the pace now, you just need to deliver it, because I know qualifying, it was a bit... you crashed in the sky, didn't you, mate?
Yeah.
So, I think, did that put you down at all? Did that make you frustrated?
No, not at all. And the reason for that is because I have this very unfortunate 16 Fs in season 3, and I've learned to work with it, because I made it into Q3, and it was the first goal, and then it was just bring your head down, keep your teammate as well collected, because we started P9, P10, so we were talking about different outcomes. The race is 27 laps long, and the race is going to be decided on the race, not on the qualifying, so anything could happen.
What was going through your mind in that safety car? How was you mentally preparing for it? Perfect.
That was perfect, yeah. That was working out very well for me, so yeah.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
It's okay. I'm really happy for you, Luca, getting on the podium, and for your new esports team too. So, congratulations, mate. You did a fantastic job, and hopefully we can see more of it in the next upcoming races. You deserve this one.
Thank you so much.
And moving on to Javoon Vizza. Javoon started P1, got a really good lap in at 17.9. I was really surprised that somebody got the 17s.
I didn't know where that came from, to be honest.
Did you get a slipstream or not, mate?
No, was on my own, and my PB before that was like a 18 flat. I'd never done a 17 there, and then when I needed to, I pulled it up.
Are you happy about today's race? Could he have gone a bit better, do you think? Because I know Ferg made a pit stop at the last safety car, which cost him a lot. But are you happy with this result? Do you think it could have gone better?
Yes, satisfied. Because in turn 1 I made a mistake. Nathan had the move done, and I tried to stick it around the outside, got wing damage. So the first laps I had wing damage, and I couldn't really keep up with Ferg and Nathan. I was using a lot of ERS. And then I had my wing change, I was P11, and I had some good fighting up to P2.
I was going to ask about that second pit stop, because you rejoined behind a few people, and I was wondering how, because you were ahead of them quite clearly. So where did that front wing damage come from, mate?
Turn 1, lap 1.
Oh, lap 1. So you did a really good job then.
It was minimal contact, but the game decided to give me a yellow wing. So
how mentally preparing is it to prepare for 3 safety car restarts?
Yeah, it's not a lot of fun. I rather race the whole race without safety cars, but
There was a good battle between the two McLarens. Do you think they played fairly?
Yeah, I need to apologize a bit to Harvey with a rough battle. I don't know if you caught it on stream.
I did, mate. It
That's
looked like
why
you
Nathan-
squeezed him.
Yeah, like during the braking into turn 1, I felt a bit of contact on the rear. Then for the second phase of the corner, I had a bit of understeer, and he was on the outside of me. He was already on the curb, so yeah, he shouldn't or he couldn't go more to the right. Then I turned to the left to try to give him space, and I think his front wheel was in my touching my rear wheel, and that spun me to the right.
Congratulations on P2 then, mate. Because do you think they could? Do you think you could have won against Nathan? That was the pace there to try and beat Nathan. Do you think?
Yeah, one more lap.
One more lap. Were you a bit frustrated not going down
I
your
need
side?
to give credits to Nathan because defending he pulled off. Yeah, got me off guard. Good defending in the middle of the track. Fair play to him, and also fair play to Steiny. Hard work pays off, mate.
I think driver of the day goes to Steiny. Some people in the chat are saying talk about Steiny. So, Giroud Vizza, congrats on P2, mate, and we'll see you in the next race. So you've been getting good results, Giroud, haven't you, in this season? Have you got 1 or 2 wins this season?
Sorry, I missed the question.
Have you got? You've been getting some really good results this season. Do you think you could do a bit better in the next upcoming races, mate?
Yeah, there's some good tracks for me. The thing is, this season I haven't been the most consistent. I think the pace is there, but yeah, need to really work on my consistency. But yeah, Hungary will be a nice race. I hope for some battles with Ferg as well.
Do you think? We expected a few battles with him today?
Yeah, surely. When he got me on lap 2 or 3, I had wing damage. I tried to stay ahead, but yeah, not really a good battle. I need to have a good battle with him. I know he's clean, good racing, he's quick, so yeah, really would enjoy that.
Congrats on P2 though, mate. Good performance. Despite that full wing damage, I didn't know. So yeah.
Yeah, still good recovery.
Yeah, good recovery and fighting back those positions you lost in that second pit stop. I mean that second safety car.
Yeah, thank you, mate.
Moving on to our race winner, Nathan Booth. Is it your third race win? Third race win. Were you expecting this at all, mate?
I don't know, not really.
Were you really surprised? Were you surprised to be leading?
Sorry, do you mean like not expecting the race win or just
Yeah.
in general 3 race wins?
Well, just in general, well, both actually.
To be honest, not really. I just kind of went into season, so I turned off ABS and I thought, okay, I'll try and battle for podiums now and then, but I thought I'd struggle a lot. But it's going really well. I'm practicing quite a bit, to be fair, and it's paying off. And then for Italy, to be honest, before practice I was really dreading this track and very slow. I was struggling in time trial to even beat my 118.7 or something like that, and just kept practicing when I could, and then yeah, just got more and more confident, and yeah, just had a good race. So yeah.
In that second safety car, you came out of the pits as the net race leader, and the guys ahead of you were on mediums and hards. Were you taking your time off them, or did you think I've got to overtake these guys as quick as I can because Ferg's behind me and AJ and Javoon?
Yeah, I was just on the hard. I was just thinking, try and get past whoever I could. I think I overtook somebody
Troye?
straight away. It might have been, or it was someone else, but I overtook them at oh no, it was Knight. It was ISO Knight. I overtook him at the braking zone. And then I had Steiny next, and to be honest, I wasn't thinking of like, oh, just overtake them ASAP. I was just, trying to just go at my own pace and see where I could get. Then I saw Luca have a big moment, so I pushed to try and overtake him because I knew if I could get ahead of him, he'd hold up Ferg quite a bit. But obviously there was that incident, which I need to look back and just make sure it was okay. But from what I remember, it was a late panic, and I went into the grass and yeah, just lost a lot of time. But then yeah, just kept going, and then obviously I think, was there another safety car or was there a VSC? I just can't remember.
There was one VSC, I believe. 3 safety cars and one VSC.
Safety cars, right?
Yeah.
Was there 3 safety cars?
Yeah.
Boring as fuck.
I thought there was only 2.
No, there was 3, mate.
Oh, can't remember, to be fair. Yeah, no. It was a long race.
Was it long and tiring?
Yeah, just in the sense I was like just pushing, and it was I had to concentrate so much because first stint, softs was going really well. P1 overtook Euro before turn 1. I I was confident of doing that. I just really wanted to start in the top 3 because I knew I could get positions. And then no warnings. First in doing well at ERS, trying to pull along the train, just make it a bit more wider. And then safety car came out. So obvious choice at the time was pit for hards because the mediums wouldn't last to the end, or they would die at the end.
This might jog your memory, but the last safety car Ferg pitted, were you surprised he pitted?
To be honest, we were actually having a conversation, and we were basically like, we didn't say anything, but I knew if I didn't pit, he would pit. If I pit, he wouldn't pit. I told him before entering pits, I'm not pitting. I'm just gonna firm it. But I knew when he said he came out P14. At the time, I was thinking, okay, I've made the right choice because he's with all medium runners who are on basically the same pace. Maybe he's a little bit quicker, a little bit fresher. But I thought I'm in a better position than him.
Yeah.
But then I think I'm not sure if the VSC helped. I think the VSC didn't help because it allowed the mediums to stretch their tyre wear. But Jeroen, what was your tyres at the end? Do you remember?
The last lap I had the tire indicator, so
Okay.
yeah, I
so
tried a bit of tire management.
that VSC definitely helped then.
We-
And the safety car as well.
Harvey Lee's overtaking Jeroen Visser and on the medium compound tyres. We're expecting a fight between him for the lead, you and Harvey. I think you were too busy paying attention to me at first, but Harvey overtook
wasn't
Stanley and
really-
Jeroen.
The only time I was focused on the car behind properly was when Luca was on softs. So at the 3 second, honestly didn't expect him to overtake to get that quick to me.
He
But I
was
kept
closing
making
up so
mistakes.
quick.
Yeah, he was
Thank you.
very quick. And I kept making mistakes, but regardless, he was always gonna overtake me, and then I couldn't keep up with him. To be fair. And yeah, then at final lap I had to just defend for my life against Euron.
The last lap was intense, mate.
So, perfect strategy, perfect race for you then, Nathan, mate. Not perfect, but you know what I mean.
I wouldn't say perfect strategy. I think I got. I don't know. Maybe it was the pace, but I think I got lucky as well with. I don't know.
And
I think the mediums would have benefited all from that.
you had a dismal
All the
race in
safety cars.
You had a dismal race in Spain, but finally you bounced back and won the race because I know you weren't feeling really good after the Spanish GP. But does this make you back in the winning mentality now, back in that fighting spirit, bring some
Yeah.
confidence?
Yeah, of course. Like last week was like the lowest of lows, and just really didn't want to touch the game and not play. And today was really high.
Yeah, a massive contrast to what happened.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest, like I was just even like after the race when I was looking at Italy, I was just thinking it was even worse because I knew how bad Italy was. And then I think Monday or Tuesday I was like, okay, I'm just gonna practice. Just kept practicing and improving, and I think my confidence just went up and up. And yeah, I was just really happy right now. So.
Do you think you're still in the championship fight with Ferg?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think we're close on points. I'm not sure who's in the lead. I think he might be in the lead still. Because my DNF last week, but yeah, just got to keep going.
You've got to keep
Where did
going.
Ferg finish, by the way?
Sixth, seventh? I can't quite
I
remember.
thought it was I know he crossed line P4, didn't he? With the penalty, he would still be
He
ahead
had
of
a
me because
penalty, yeah.
I was 33 points behind before this race.
You close in and close in. So, where's the next race? Hungary,
France.
like I thought Julian said Hungary.
Nah, it's France.
No,
So-
but I'm looking forward to Hungary.
Oh, French GP. We'll go to Luca. Luca, are you confident for the French GP?
Oh, France. Yeah, at the moment it's a okay track, but overtaking is going to be boring on straights only, no step aside, because you would lose so much time. So I don't know what to expect from France. I think I'm going to push a lot again. I'm going to train with my boys in the team, and then hopefully I can do and show a different or similar result.
Jeroen, what about you, mate?
Yeah, I'm going to swap my ass off again,
And Nathan Booth?
just like this week.
Yeah, what's up? Oh, France. Yeah, pretty good track. Is to say, I don't know, not quite Italy. Like probably better before doing the practice with France. I'm a bit more confident, but definitely gonna need to practice because I know Ferg and Duo are very quick around there. So.
Oh yeah, talk about Duo. Were you surprised he did not pit on this second safety car because he started on the
very
tyres he was on. Yeah, I thought it was a weird strategy, but maybe he was expecting another safety car the way things were going. But it was just I don't know, odd strategy call.
It was good. To be fair, I think it helped me because I could just stay in his DRS and then when the VSC came out, I noticed I pulled a 1.7 gap off half, or I can't remember who it was, euro and a half. So I don't know if he directly helped me, but it was a very strange one from him. I think he came out P14 on softs, something like that.
He finished P10 in the end, or P9 ahead of his teammate. Anyways, we're going to wrap it up. So that's been a fantastic race. Be sure to watch it again, especially the drivers. Plenty of things happened. 3 safety cars and 1 virtual safety car. Hopefully we'll have Black Air Yogurt back next week, and we'll see you at 8 PM for the French GP again for round 11.